Class 9 elective geography. We had already finished 2 chapters before the lockdown. Today we will be starting a new chapter, that is chapter 5, found in page 89 of your textbook. It is called Concept and Classification of Resource. So today I would like to touch on 3 different points which I have written down on the blackboard also. First is the meaning of resource. Second, the concept of resource. And third, factors which identify a natural element as a resource. So to go through this chapter, I will just briefly first introduce the word, what resource means. Now, when you were studying class 3, or maybe even class 2, you had to answer a question, what are the basic needs of life? What is the answer? It's food, clothing, and shelter. That is the basic needs. And there are many other things which we use, but they are not our basic needs. Even the basic needs of food, clothing, and shelter, where do we get them from? We all get them all from nature. There is nothing that we use that is not taken from nature. So, what is a resource? A resource is something that we need and they supply our need. So here in the textbook, a brief definition is given that the usable, natural and man-made objects are regarded as resource. So, we know that there are many things that are available in nature, but not everything is usable. So, when we used that particular thing in our day-to-day life for satisfying our needs, then only it is considered a resource. So, these usable, natural and man-made objects are made usable when human beings apply their skills and also they apply some amount of human ability and efficiency and make it into that substance which can be used by us. So here we can even consider human beings as a kind of resource. Other than that, we have land, air, water, soil, trees, plants. All of these are examples of natural resources that are found or acquired from nature. Now, so here when we come to the textbook, on the first page, that is page 89, first paragraph, concisely speaking, resources are objects or quality that are considered to be useful for human beings and used accordingly. So that is what, in brief, what the meaning of resource is. I hope you have understood it. Next, we come to the second point, that is concept of resource. Concept means what is your idea of a resource. So to come to that, we can know that there are different categories of resources, and one of the categories that resources are divided into is biotic and abiotic. Biotic is living and abiotic is non-living. And so these biotic and abiotic elements remain as part of nature. They are just there. And they remain as part of nature until we human beings extract or process them and use them for our needs. So until that is used and utilized, until they are exploited, they just remain as parts of nature. They are not a resource. When do they become a resource? They only become a resource when they are used. So for example, I would like to take the example of this book. This book has been printed on paper, and we know that paper is made from bamboo or from trees. How does it become paper? It has to undergo a process. It has to be sent to the paper factory. The raw material is the bamboo, and then undergoing the process, in the factory, it comes out as paper, and then we can use them for printing books or making exercise books, and so they become a resource. Thirdly, there is an interaction between nature, people, and technology. We all know that technology plays a very big part in the development of civilization. We all know how important industrial civilization was in world history. And right now also we are using technology to be able to teach you even in the midst of this lockdown. So technology, the people, and that nature and the interaction between these three things helps to make an element or a substance into a resource. It is very important that these three interact with each other. So when I talk about interaction, to help you understand better, we will come to factors which help in identifying a natural element as a resource, which is my third point, which I have written on the blackboard. What are the factors which help in identifying a natural element as a resource? The first point is cultural values. So here in our textbook on page 90, it says, based on their tradition, customs, and religious values, people make decisions to accept or reject commodities for social use. So how do we understand what is meant by cultural values? I would like to take the example of wood. Wood is very, very necessary for us to build our homes, to make fire, and to make furniture. There are many things for which we need wood. And there is no place in the world where wood is not being used for carrying out all kinds of activities. But in a certain place in Meghalaya, which is not very far from here, there is a place called the Sacred Forest. And in this sacred forest, the trees that grow and the plants that grow there are allowed to grow without anyone cutting them down for any purpose. The Khasi people and the Jaintia people revere this forest as the dwelling place of their deity. And so anyone who enters that forest cannot cut any of the trees, neither they can take even a leaf or a twig out of the forest when they come out of there. Because it is believed that if you take anything out of that forest, a curse might fall on you. So we can see that on one hand, wood is very invaluable to people, we need it. But then in certain places, they don't use it the way we use wood because of their cultural thoughts or the religious, whatever the ideas that they have. So in this way, wood is a resource in all parts of the world, but in those places, as I have given the example, like the Sacred Forest of Meghalaya, it is not used as a resource. Second point, to help us understand the concept of resource, is technology. So here, it says in the textbook, the ways of collecting and using required commodities or making them usable depend largely on the technological know-how of the concerned society. So I already gave you the example of paper. What about electricity? We know that in our northeastern part of India, most of our electricity comes from hydroelectric projects. Why is that? Because we have a lot of water resources. And water is used as a form of energy. But in some places, they have to depend on nuclear energy because they don't have the water resources to produce hydroelectric electricity. So, how to collect it, how to use it, depends on the technology that is available. So, when the technology is available, that element becomes a resource. If it is not available, it remains just an element which is of no use to us as human beings. The third point under the heading concept of resource is the economic system. So here, talking about the economic system, it says here in the textbook, acquiring of necessary commodities, making them usable, and their uses depend mainly on the economic system of the society. All the societies are not equally capable economically to acquire and use all kinds of commodities. So what is this economic system? It is a means by which societies or governments, they have this system in place by which goods can be utilized within that area or in that particular place. So if that system is available, that element can be used as a resource. But if that system is not in place, it will be unutilized. It will just remain as it is. But at the same time, we need to know that with time and place, and especially with the passage of time, the idea of concept of resource changes. For example, I would just like to show you this dried flower. I hope all of you recognize it. It's a very beautiful flower that blooms at the school gate. So this flower, when it is fresh, it is bright red in color, looks like a strawberry. And for me, I admire it because of the beauty of the flower and how it lends to the overall scenery of the school. But this flower actually originates from the Amazon basin. It's called, the scientific name of this flower is Bixa orellana, and also known as the lipstick tree. Okay, so here we just look at the beauty. But you know, in West Bengal, 3 districts of West Bengal, the women are growing this tree and selling the seeds to be used as food coloring and for cosmetic purpose at the rate of 100 rupees per 20 grams of the seeds that are inside this fruit. So it provides a means of income. Provides a means of income for the people of those 3 districts in West Bengal. So a plant can be just something to look at and admire for its beauty. It can also be a resource depending on how it is used. And then another point I would also like to bring up, an example that I would like to bring out is, depending on the time, some things that were regarded as useless some time back can play a very important role in defining that concept of resource. So I would like to take the example of tea. We all know that India is the leading producer of tea, and again in India, our state, the state of Assam, is the highest producer of tea in the whole of India. But before the British came, tea was not such an important commodity. Few families would grow their own tea plants for their own domestic use. After the British came, then things changed and tea began to be produced for commercial purpose. And today we have India having the status of the largest producer of tea in the world. So something that was neglected in the past can become very important. This is how the concept of resource changes. Another point I would like to bring out here is that the growth of population also influences the concept of resource, because as the population grows, the demand for an item also increases. And if these resources are non-renewable, they become scarce in course of time. The supply becomes limited. So, what do people do? They are compelled to search for their alternatives. So, in place of coal and petroleum, because coal and petroleum are non-renewable resource, we have to look for other alternatives to supply power, or to drive our vehicles, whatever it is. So electric power, nuclear power has become an alternative in place of all this power that is generated from these fossil fuels. On the other hand, decline in forest cover, that is, the dependence on nature also has to be reduced, and we have to look for alternatives. For example, in place of wood, people have started using metals for constructing their homes and for different other items. So, in course of time, we can see that the concept of resource changes depending on the meaning, the importance, and the utility. So, in brief, this is what I would like to share with you today on resource, the meaning, concept, and in the next class we will go to the classification of resource, and in that class we will complete the chapter. But in the meantime, I would also advise you to go to the textbook yourself and even prepare answers, because there are questions at the end of the textbook. But I will also be giving you some extra questions for your board exams whenever we have it. So I hope this short class will be of help to you, and hope to meet you soon again. Thank you.
Stay home, stay safe,
Do it for self.
do it for your family, do it for India.
Let's break the chain of COVID-19.
हम होंगे कामयाब, जय हिंद। हम होंगे कामयाब, जय हिंद।
हम होंगे कामयाब। जय हिंद।